Hello everyone and welcome to Hybrid Budgets. This is my November budget setup. I'm filming this quite early, so I'm going to put a bit of a disclaimer on this to say I think this is what my carryover will be, but obviously I can correct it on my budget close down if it is slightly more or slightly less. But I'll just go from where I think it is. Like I was saying in my previous video, I needed to get this budget done because we're away this week, so if I didn't well, we're away this weekend going into next week, and I was like, oh god, if I don't get it done, I then like shift myself out for the rest of the month, you know, when you haven't got your budget set up when your money comes in, and then I'd have just spent wherever. And so I just needed to make sure I know what I'm putting into which pot when my pay comes in, but that is technically mid next week, so annoyingly we'll be away. So I was like, oh, okay, if I get it sorted now, then I know what I'm putting in. So starting up, I'm just going to briefly go through what we've got in the pot so far, and also then the calendar. So let me just zoom in a little bit so you can see a bit clearly. So I have two savings accounts which I use for my emergency fund. So currently that's coming up to what, £1,270 in emergency fund at the minute, which is really good. So I'm over that sort of initial 1,000 mark. I want to sort of get up to 1,600. Is like the biggie, and then basically then I'll be saving 3 months expenses. So initially I just want that 1,600 as that's like essentially 1 month's fixed expenses, so that'll be a really good one to get. Holiday is at £66.16. It's a 0.16 number because it's got interest added to it from the pot. Christmas we're up to £498.32. Originally I wanted up to £1,000. I just don't think that's going to happen this year because I started to save for Christmas quite late, whereas next year I'm putting in you know, going to start it from obviously January and just, you know, little and often. But I'm quite intrigued to see actually what it comes to for our Christmas. Like, we don't usually host Christmas, we go to others like family members, but I'd just be intrigued to see, you know, generally what we're saying. We're going to try and keep a, you know, smaller Christmas this year. We're doing Secret Santa for the family and stuff, so we're just going to try and keep it small and keep it just for kids. So and I've told myself I'm not buying any Christmas decorations this year other than the tree, because we do buy a real tree. But yeah, so I'm intrigued to see. Anything that we don't spend out of Christmas is probably going to go towards debt or our future fund, to be honest. Mum and Dad are up to £322.61, so I owe my mum and dad £2,000, so this money is just going to keep on going up until £2,000, and then I'll transfer it over to them. They're in no major rush for it, but I'm just conscious I want to make sure, like, it's being paid off. 52-week savings challenge, so that's at £507. So what I do is I budget about £120 a month. I draw the card on what the value is out of the 52 cards, and then I roll a dice to decide which category it's going to go in. So I'm going to unstuff this mid-December time, and then put them into their various categories. That'll be good fun. Penny savings challenge, so this is what I use for roundups. So I spend on virtual cards, so usually these are linked to a virtual card. If I spend on it, I will then round down the difference and put it in towards my penny savings challenge. So that's my personal one. Water bill, so these are all general annual expenses. So water bill will get a set amount every month, so will general annual expenses, so will IC subs, Virgin Atlantic as well. And then when their payment comes up, so like the water bills once every 6 months, general annual covers things like the Ring doorbell subscription. I've just got a Cricket, so that'll do the Cricket subscription and various other bits. IC subs, so I'm a member of the Institute for Civil Engineers, but that comes up and it's about £230 a year. I can expense it, but obviously it has to come out that month, and it's quite a big chunk of money to put on. So yeah, I just want to save it up, and then I can obviously expense it back, and then that lump sum can go towards something else. Virgin Atlantic, so that's a annual expense on my credit card that I use. I don't really need this. We need to look into what points we've got today and whether we carry it on for this year and then reduce it down to one that's got no annual fee. But for now, I'm just going to keep on paying into it. Future, so this is our future savings. So this is a joint savings account that we both have. access to and visibility of, and we put our money into it. So this is for things like the future, potentially a new house or something, just a future fund we want to start saving together for. Round 'em Up Cowboys is it's named by my partner, hence why it's got a daft name, but it's our from our joint account. It's any roundups we get from our joint account. So when we do food shopping, when we go out for meals, etc., anything we spend on the joint account gets rounded up into this. Home improvements, so these are my virtual cards, so these are the ones that are short term. So although it's called home improvement, it'll be things like when I buy like paint or like I always use paint as an example, but basically anytime I go into B&Q or if there's anything for the home. So I was debating whether to split it out into like home appliances and home improvement, and have one as more of a like a long term one. But for now I'm just going to keep it as is. But that's currently got £40 in. Eating out, so that's my main one I use for eating out for myself. That's so if I go out with any of the girls, go out with work, etc., I'll obviously pay for that myself. Like my partner won't pay for, like I wouldn't expect my partner to pay for that. So I budget £200 a month for that, and I usually run it to zero every month because either I've spent that much in eating out or I reallocate what was in eating out to other savings challenges towards the end of the month. Health, so this is a new pot I think I'm going to set up. So originally I had health, hair and beauty, but because I've had this issue with my glasses recently, and also I've been to the dentist recently, and just various bits and bobs, I was like, if I didn't have a separate pot for health, I would probably end up spending it basically like on hair and beauty and clothes. And I think, right, and this probably sounds really bad, but I feel like hair, beauty and clothes is less important. It's a bit more like frivolous stuff, like if I want a nice bit of makeup or a nice new outfit, whereas health is stuff like I actually need. So things like if I need a new electric toothbrush, I'd take that out of health, for instance. It's just stuff that's a bit more important that you need. So like glasses, I need glasses obviously because I'm just a bit blind. So I just felt, you know, if I separate it'll have more intention to when I use stuff. Whereas I think what was happening is I was like, oh, I've got like £80 in hair and beauty, but then I had to spend £70 on glasses. So, you know, I'd think, oh, I can spend that on like a nice outfit, whereas actually I want like a separate pot for that. So we'll see how that one goes. Hobbies and entertainment currently has £15 left in it, and birthday and gifts currently has £15 left in it. Bro, so let's go to the actual, oh no, we're going to go briefly through the calendar. Let me zoom out ever so slightly. Not much this month, actually, surprisingly, because it is my birthday month. So we're away this week. Payday is on Thursday. I'm filming this currently on Friday, so this is sort of how early I'm filming it. It's essentially a whole week ahead. Then my partner's off for the rest of half term, and so am I. I've booked off like that whole week with him. And then we're probably going to be at my mother-in-law's for her birthday on Sunday. So I need to budget for gifts, although I think my partner's probably going to pay for that one. And then, yeah, for the next 2 weeks, no major plans really. So this is just notating the parking that I've got for when I'm working. I said we'll probably need a fuel top up because we've gone up to Scotland and back there. We'll probably need another fuel top up around about here, depending on what we do at the weekends. The only thing I can think of we're doing maybe this weekend is going out with some friends for my birthday. So me and my best friend have very close birthdays. So my birthday's on the 21st, his is on the 23rd. So we usually split which weekend, like who takes that weekend for doing like a birthday activity. And he said he's going to do his birthday weekend this week, that like on the 23rd weekend, because his birthday obviously lands on it. So he said he might come down the week before. So we'll probably go out with friends that weekend. So I haven't really noted it, but that's probably what we'll be doing. I've got an away day at work, so I don't have parking then, but I probably will end up having a meal out with my partner for my birthday or with my parents. We'll see what we're doing then. So I just sort of noted that. If we do have a meal out, I imagine it'll be about 50 quid or so. I say that, I don't know if my partner will pay for me. It would be quite nice if he did, but, you know, no pressure on him, bless him. Or we'll have a meal out for Johnny's, who's my friend, so we'll see how that goes. Then that's about it. So no major stuff. And then we're in December, can you believe it? So yeah, sort of a little bit insane. But yeah, no major plans other than that. So let's budget for it. Very scratchy, apologies. So let me tilt this so you can hopefully see it a bit clearer. So, like I said, I've guesstimated what I think the carryover is going to be this month. I think it's going to be £430, but we will see. And then, yeah, my salary with expenses is going to be around about £3,000 this month, I believe. £430 carryover, and then other. So usually I only budget £20 for this, but my gran has kindly gifted £500 for my birthday, so that will be coming in this month, and that's going to basically pay off. So I'm not sure if you saw on my previous video, but I bought myself a cricket, so really excited. Been wanting one for ages, and I thought, if I'm gonna buy something with my grand's money, I want it to be something, you know, decent. Excuse me, I just got to blow up my nose. I could just hear myself getting bunged up and rank. So yeah, so she generously gives about £500 for birthdays, which is lovely. So I thought, I'll buy a cricket. So I went to Hobbycraft because I get 10% off on Hobbycraft because my company does like a saving scheme. They also did like a bundle, so you saved a bunch of money. And then also if you spent over £70, you got a free hat press. Not that I'm particularly using a hat press, but I thought, for the kids for like Christmas, that might be quite useful. Or I'm doing actually for a friend. She's got one of those scratch bears. I want to call it a scratch bear. I don't know what it is, but it's £60 for a bloody bear. So she's my boss at work, and she's just like, oh, don't. She's like, but my daughter keeps going on about this scratch bear. So I'm going to like transfer for her name because she's got a lovely Indian name, but obviously she can't get anything with her name on. So she's like, could you do the transfer? So I was like, actually the hat press, because it's curved, it might be quite useful, but I'll see. But I'm also really nervous because I'm like, God, if I, F up this bear, that's not going to bode well. Anyway, we'll see how it goes, but hence why I've got a bit more money coming in there. So we've got 3,000 plus 430 plus 520. That gives 3,950. And then let's look at our fixed expenses. So mortgage is 771. I don't know why that one was already written in. I might just go through these because these are the same every month. Oh my god, I'm really struggling to breathe out my nose now. This is ridiculous. House insurance is £26. Council tax is £154. And account fee is £5. Microsoft is £2. I don't even need to look at my crib sheet now. I know these off by heart. Again, I'm just going to budget this because I can't remember if I've taken it out or not this month. But I'll budget it, and then so I put a pause on my Audible. So I've probably spoken about this in my previous video. But I had quite a few credits to use, and it maxes out at 6. So I paused it at 6, and my grand's bought a few of the new Jelly Cooper books. It's so weird because it's so synonymous with like essentially soft porn. It's essentially like knowing your grandmother's bought porn. But anyway, she's really enjoying them. She obviously would. But no, the reason she's enjoying them, I just feel like I'm just completely slating my grandma here. No, the reason she's enjoying them is they filmed the new TV series Rivals, like really close to my gran. I say really close, like on her. They used like her, because she lives on a farm. They used her farm to do all the like teas, coffees, and lunch, and like set up all the movie, like the crew around there, which was really exciting. I think it was just they were doing exterior shots or something. Like it wasn't one of the big filming locations, but they were there for like a couple of days, I believe. And she got to sit in her like little director's chair. So like I say, I'll try and see if I can put a photo up because it's really cute. But as a result, she's now like, I really want to get into the books. And I think she knew they were a bit raunchy, but bless her, she was talking to my mum about it. She's like, I didn't realise how raunchy they were. So yeah, I think she's getting a bit all of the bluster, bless her. But anyway, I've put a pause to Audible is why I was saying that. So I think it unpauses in December, but I'm just going to budget it for this month. I have £50 going towards my emergency fund and £50 going into investments. So that's for my savings section. For my miscellaneous, I have Great Ormond Street Hospital charity. and then I also have the Labour Party, so they get their money. And then for, let me just move this down so you can see, for this is minimum payments on my credit cards. So Tesco 2 gets £30, Virgin Pink gets 70, and Virgin Blue gets 50. So I set these amounts. They were originally funny numbers, so I just rounded those up. So I'm ever so slightly paying off by paying the minimum, but I mean marginally. So that all comes to £1,275 for fixed expenses, and that leaves a carryover of £2,675. Yep, just double checking. 3,950. Yeah, perfect. And then let me just move this here. So Virgin Atlantic, I'm budgeting £500. So I think from last month, it's actually going to come out as slightly less, £495.49. But again, for budgeting purposes, I just like to round up. And that comes out on the 1st. Monzo Flex, I think that comes out on the 20th. So that's the payment for my cricket. So I put it on my Monzo Flex card because I knew it would come out the following month, and then I get the money in from my gran. So Monzo Flex allows me to split the payments into 3 months, interest free. And I don't like to usually use it like I've sort of had it, but for this I thought, oh, that's actually quite good. So you can set the payment plan. And yeah, I knew the money was coming in next month, but I just wanted to get the deal this month because it came to about £500 worth of cricket stuff for about 360. So yeah, it was definitely worth getting that month. Birthday and gifts this month is gonna get, she says, trying to look for it, £30. So like I say, I've got my friend's birthday coming up. We don't usually give each other presents. We're like, you know, when you're like that closer friend, like your best friend, that you sort of just say, oh, we'll like just go out and we'll go out for a meal or whatnot. I do it with my other best friend as well. Like we usually just say, yeah, we'll get a spa break and we'll just pay each other's, i.e. we'll just pay for ourselves. We've still not managed to get around to doing that. So anyway, £30 is more of like a miscellaneous, if I do want to get him something. I also need to save up because I've got quite a few birthdays in December. So yeah, that's good to go in. Health, hair and beauty. So I've not actually split it out because I don't have enough lines. So I'm going to just do it merged into this one line and put like a slash between it just so I know what's going to go to health and what's going to go to hair and beauty. So health is going to get £50 and hair and beauty is going to get to 30. So I'm just going to do 50 and 30. Hobbies and entertainment is going to get 50. I just want to build this one up because again, over Christmas, we end up going out for a few different things. And again, with getting the new cricket, there's like certain bits of vinyl I want and bits of crafting stuff. So I just want to start saving up that pot. And home improvement is going to get £20. So let me just tot that up. So that's 500 plus £361.50 plus 30 plus 500 plus 80 plus 50 plus 20 is £1,541.50 from £2,675 is £1,133.50. Hopefully you can still see this, so I'll zoom it in a little bit. Yeah. Sorry, this thing is so bouncy, especially when I have to have it so high. 52 week savings challenge it's £120 this month. Debt extra overpayment is going to get £230, and emergency fund is finally going to get something. It's going to get £30. Future is going to get £40. Holiday is going to get 45. Christmas is going to get 90 because I'm trying to build it up, but I'm just not going to hit that £1,000, which is fine. But I just want to build it up as much as I can. And Mum and Dad are going to get £25 this month. So that is 120 plus 230 plus 30 plus 40 plus 45 plus 90 plus 25 is £580. Is that right? 200, 300, 400, yeah. And then take that away from 1133.50 is £553, 50 pence. And then general annual, I did say I was going to up that actually. So that gets £21. So we've got £27 for the water bill, £21 for ICE subs, £14 for Virgin Atlantic, and general annual is now getting up to £21. I might even need to up it slightly more because I think a few of these annual payments coming out in January. So although it will cover the cricket payment for next month, they are due January for the other annual payments, and I don't think it's too much, but obviously I've split it monthly thinking, oh, that'll all pay for up in January time, whereas now obviously I'm taking a £70 chunk out reasonably quickly, so I need to relook into that, but I will leave that to Christmas time. Well, I say Christmas time, but December basically. 83, and then that should be £553.50 minus £83 leaves £470 and 50p. And then for my credit card, which comes out next month, I've estimated I'm going to have 3 fuel top-ups at £45, which is about £135. Parking, I'll be in the city for 12 days, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I think it's just because of the way it gets billed, basically. At £16 a day, roughly, so that's £225. And then because on my statement already I've got the dentist, the optometrist, and then other, so I think I have I pay for cap cut as well, that all came to £110, so that leaves £470. So hopefully carry over for next month should be £470 and 50p. Perfect. And then that should all be balanced. So that sort of acts as my buffer because I carry over to the next month to pay off the credit card, and then if something did randomly come out, it's fine, that money can pay for it, and then I'll just have to adjust it next month. But that's never really happened now. I'm sort of finally know what's coming out payment wise, although one did nearly come out. What was it for? Something so random, like I think it was Jib Jab. Remember, like, it used to be all the rage to, well, I say all the rage, to elf yourself. And yeah, it's only like £12 a year, or $12 a year, so it's £6. But yeah, that was kept trying to come out. I was like, absolutely not, cancel. I don't know how long I've been paying for that, but yeah, frustrating. Anyway, so that's the budget for this month. So we'll see how we go with it all. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. So my next video will probably be end of next week. I'll probably get around to filming it, so early the week after, basically beginning of November, for cash stuffing, or cash stuffing as I like to say, because I cash stuff with placeholders, because all of this goes into various Monzo pots. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Please, I can't even get my teeth in. Please feel free to comment, like, obviously subscribe if you are interested in this. The way I usually set out my videos is I do a budget for the start of the month, close down from the previous month, and then I do 4 cash stuffing videos a week, obviously one for each week. So although I do my budget like a monthly budget, I then split up what I'd put in the various cash pots for that week, basically, and I use various games like Split Splat Splat, Save the Year and stuff to dictate sort of how much I'm putting in each pot. So although I budget these amounts, they might adjust ever so slightly, but it's just good to know how they are getting on. So yeah, well, I hope you've enjoyed. Like I say, please comment, let us know if you do anything similar. I quite like to see people's like budgets. Like, I do love cash stuffing, but it's quite nice to see what people put where and like what they prioritise and stuff. We've got a big journey to pay down debt, so hence why we pay quite a bit towards our debt here. So yeah, and I have quite a lot of work expenses as well that come out, hence why I have this credit card still. But yeah, it'd just be great to see how people do it and stuff. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely week, and I'll catch up with you in the first cash stuffing video at the beginning of November. But yeah, hope you enjoy Halloween, bonfire night, whatever else anyone's celebrating. Yeah, see you guys. Bye.